Hey guys, NHL playoffs 2023 week 2 is in the books. Some teams have advanced already, some are facing elimination. We're going to talk about it, so stick around. All right, so NHL playoffs week 2 in the books. Like I said before, real quick, that there are some teams that have advanced. We're going to go over those. And then there's a few teams that are on the brink, about to win. We've got some game sevens. So listen, this is the weekend right now, okay? I think it's the 29th, last weekend of April. May starts Monday. So we've got some game six and game sevens this weekend, today, Saturday, and tomorrow, Sunday. So by the time you guys see this, some of these games we're going to talk about, some of these series might be over, okay? But we're going to touch on it, or I'm going to touch on it briefly here. So NHL playoffs week 2, let's go. Eastern Conference, I like to start in the East, okay? Boston and Florida. This is crazy, guys. Seriously, think about it. The Florida Panthers, they came storming in late in the season, bumped the Pittsburgh Penguins out of the wild card spot, and here they are, just barely squeaked in, and they're putting Boston on the brink. I mean, this is insane. It's game 7 is tomorrow. Okay, the series is tied up. I'm really, really, really shocked at how well they've played and how much they're pushing. It shows you how determined Florida is. I think it gives you a little idea that any team can win. The season starts over, because I've mentioned that before. The season just kind of starts all over. It's just all about getting in. It doesn't matter what position you're in, right? Florida's proving that right now. They're the wild card, number 2 wild card, facing the best team in the league, best team in the East, and it's going to go to 7 games. I mean, there you go. Listen, Florida has won 2 straight to keep from getting eliminated, because Boston was up 3-1 in those 2 games. 4-3 was game 5. They won that one in overtime, just barely kept from getting eliminated there, and then they were in a 7-5 win shootout type of thing where, it was just a lot of goal scoring, 7-5. So, 12 goals scored between the two teams. It's a lot. So they won that game 7-5. And that tied the series up. Here we go, game 7, right? Here's the big thing that I've noticed. Florida's got to stay out of the penalty box. Okay. The goaltending hasn't been that great for either team. And, if anything, Boston has a really good power play going. I think it's 3rd in the playoffs right now, ranked 3rd in the playoffs. Florida's got to stay out of the box. If they can stay out of the box, they might have a chance to actually upset the mighty Boston Bruins. So we'll see what happens. It's in Boston. I think Boston will probably take it, just because it's in their home building, in their barn. And if Florida gets into any kind of penalty trouble, Boston will probably exploit them. So there you go. Boston, Florida. That's Sunday, guys. So you got to watch that. That's going to be bitching. Okay, Devils and Rangers. Okay, Rangers were up 2-0, right? They made the Devils actually look really bad. Okay, Rangers have now looked like the Devils did in the first 2 games, really bad. There's just, where did they go? Okay, goaltending hasn't been that great. Overall, it just they've lost their mojo or something in the last 3 games. Game 3, they lost in overtime, and that jump-started New Jersey. Now they've won, with that one, they've won now 3 straight to take a 3-2 series lead. Game 6 is today, Saturday. So huge, okay? Huge. Jersey either closes it out and wins this series, or Rangers stay alive, win the game, tie the series, and it goes to game 7. Now, I had New Jersey winning this series in 7 games. So we'll see what happens. But I want to talk about, and I don't want to get into deep, but this guy, Schmid, okay, the goalie for the New Jersey Devils, 3 games in a row, okay, obviously all 3 wins. So he's 3-0. Listen to this. He's a 0.63 goals against average, so below 1 goal against average per game. Okay, and he's got a .976 save percentage. This guy is money. Talk about stepping up. I never even heard of this guy before he showed up here. This guy has shown how good he really is, and he is stepping up. Man, That guy is money in the net for Jersey right now. If they win this series, it's because of him. Schmid is the reason they're going to win this series, hands down. Okay, hands down. He has shut the Rangers down, and he is single-handedly, carrying New Jersey probably to a win in this series is what it looks like to me. But man, Schmid, gotta check that out. That is today, Game 6, right? Okay, moving on. Let's get over to Leafs and Lightning. Okay, Leafs and Lightning. Leafs are up 3-2. I think it's going to go 7. I really do. I think Tampa's going to get Game 6 and send it back to Toronto, and Game 7 is going to be decided on who wants it more, right? Who wants it more? I had Leafs, I think, in this series. Winning the series. I don't think I had it going 7. I think I had Leafs in 6, if I remember correctly. I don't know. You guys will have to. I have to go back and look, or let me know if I'm wrong. But pretty sure I had Leafs in 6. So maybe the Leafs take it in Tampa tonight. Let's see. Goaltending has been pretty subpar for both teams. Not impressive. Moving forward, if that doesn't change for either team, whether it be the Leafs or the Lightning, I really feel like if their goaltending doesn't start stepping it up, round 2 is just not going to happen for either one of these teams. They're not going to do well. Goaltending has to be better. Straight up, has to be better. A standout in this series is Marner for the Leafs. He's got 11 points in the 5 games so far, so not bad. So Leafs, let's hope they win it. They need to get to the second round. Carolina and the Islanders. Here's your last one. Now, in the East, this is the only series that is over. Carolina took care of the New York Islanders in 6 games. They won the series 4-2. Kind of expected this. I think the Islanders put up more of a fight than I thought they would. But in the end, it was Carolina over Islanders in 6. Pretty much kind of what I expected. So they did put up a good fight. Carolina's had to win 2 of those 4 games that they won. We're in overtime. So it's not like the Islanders went away, just laid down and let them roll over them. They put up a fight. Freddie Anderson, he got that final game Game 6 win for Carolina to get the 4th win and win the series. He hasn't been playing. It's been Ante Ranta. And, that tandem with a healthy Freddie Anderson and a healthy, well-playing Ante Ranta, dude, that's quite the goaltending tandem for Carolina. So I think Carolina's going to lean on those two quite a bit to get them going. And they could end up being Carolina going all the way to the Stanley Cup if they can ride those two and they're playing well. You heard it here. Freddie Anderson, man, that guy's good. And then, quite honestly, I wanted to mention Ilya Sorokin, the goaltender for the New York Islanders. If it wasn't for him, I think the Islanders would have rolled over a lot quicker. He's really, really good, and it would have probably been a sweep or maybe 5-game series. But Ilya Sorokin, he really kept the Islanders in it every game, and they are where they are because of him, in my opinion. So next up for Carolina is the winner between the New Jersey Devils and the Rangers series. So we'll see what happens there. All right. There you go. Any comments or anything, throw them down below. Okay? And let me know what you think. I'm going to move on to the West now. Western Conference. We got a couple series in the West that have already been decided, and a couple, obviously, the other 2 still need to be. So let's start with the 2 that still need to be figured out. The Oilers and Kings. So this is a great series, right? LA is a great team. The Oilers are a high-flying team. It's now 3-2. Oilers have the advantage. Game 6 is, I believe, tonight. Yep, tonight in LA at Crypto.com. Here's the big thing in this series, right? Goaltending has been okay. I mean, Skinner and Campbell have been good. Campbell did play a game and had a really, really good game. And Skinner's been okay. Korpisalo, he really needs to pick up and stand on his head if LA is going to have a chance. I really feel that way. Korpisalo, I mean, it comes down tonight. Korpisalo is going to have to stop the Edmonton Oilers straight up. Draisaitl, McDavid, all these guys. If Korpisalo doesn't stand on his head tonight and get the win for LA, it's over. Edmonton's power play, guys, is clicking at 57%. They were number 1 in the NHL in the regular season. They are smashing it in the postseason as well. These guys are power play masters. Okay. Any team in the NHL that wants to know how, I mean, obviously they've got some really skilled players, but any team that wants to see how a power play should be done and learn and to make their power play better, Ducks, for example, needs to watch the Edmonton Oilers. Straight up, they are good. 57% is unreal. Number one, obviously, in the postseason. And that's pretty much that one right there. Korpisalo either stands on his head and LA can pull out a Game 6 win and send it to 7 back to Edmonton, or Edmonton's just going to beat him in LA and take the series. Colorado and Seattle. This series is still going, but it's tied. Seattle actually had a game up on Colorado at one point. It was 3-2 Seattle. I was like, dude, are you kidding me? They're gonna surprise the Colorado Avalanche in the NHL and beat them. Well, the Avalanche, they're not done yet. They came back and they won that Game 6, and it is now tied going back to Colorado, and we'll see what happens. I have a feeling Colorado's experience, quite honestly, is probably going to be the deciding factor in this Game 7, and they're probably going to take Game 7. I'm really surprised, though, that Seattle has played them as well as they have. Not that I think that Seattle's just, not good enough. They have a really good team. They have some experience that they brought in. Ron Francis did a good job at bringing in those veteran playoff experience type players that know they've won cups. They know what they need to do. You know what I mean? You need that. You really need that. That's why a lot of teams, when they first get into the playoffs and they have a lot of players that haven't been there, don't do well the first year or second year. You know what I mean? It takes those experience losing and understanding what it takes to actually win in the playoffs before you finally start to win these series and go far. So Ron Francis did a great job at bringing those guys in to give them that presence. So, and it's showing. It really is. It's showing. So Game 7, it is actually tomorrow. So we'll know before the start of next week who's advancing in that series. And whoever wins the Colorado-Seattle series is going to take on the Dallas Stars. The Dallas Stars beat the Minnesota Wild 4-2. Here, Ottinger was the story in this one, in my opinion. He's a great goaltender. Great young goaltender for the Dallas Stars, and quite honestly, because of his play, they won the series straight up. I mean, he was the better goalie. I've said it before a million times. You'll hear me say it till I die. Goaltending and defense wins you championships. Well, it won it for this series for the Dallas Stars. They won 3 straight games, okay, to take the series 4-2, and they await the winner of Colorado and Seattle. Like I said, it's all about Ottinger. There's not much to talk about except Jake Ottinger. He won that series for the Dallas Stars. Now, the other series that has completed is the Vegas Golden Knights and Winnipeg Jets series. Vegas pretty much handily took care of the Winnipeg Jets. They pretty much looked like they did when the Jets were battling for that number 1 spot in the Central. All of a sudden, they started to fall off. And they weren't playing so well. And they dropped all the way down to that wild card spot, right? That wild card 2 spot. They just barely kind of kept it in there. Now, they won the first game in this series, and it was like, okay, maybe they're for real. And then they lost 4 straight. Their coach even, in an interview, said that they had no pushback, and he was disgusted by their play. I was kind of surprised that he was using those types of words, but he basically said that they had no push. He said it was the same thing they had during the regular season when they lost that. They were in the top of the Central, and they dropped all the way down. So kind of what I was thinking might happen with Winnipeg is that if they didn't keep their momentum going in that late season push to stay in the playoff position they were in, that they would easily fall to the Vegas Golden Knights, and that's what happened. So, hey, it is what it is, right? Vegas is a good team. They've got a well-rounded, very good team that play well together. So we'll see what happens moving forward. Vegas is going to take on either the Kings or the Oilers. I kind of hope it's the Oilers, of course. That would be a hell of a series. It really would. The frozen north down to the desert southwest. Interesting stuff, right? Anyways, that's who they're waiting for. They're getting some rest right now, waiting to see who wins that series. We may find out before the end of the weekend. So there you go. There is the Western Conference and the current series. 3 have been decided. We still got a few more to go here, right? So stick to, get you guys, get inside, watch those games Saturday, today, and tomorrow. And we might have some game 7s that go into early next week as well. But some of these series I think are going to be decided today and tomorrow. I really do. And it's going to be good. So make sure you watch them. And make sure you watch Ducks Hockey and More all the time. Help me blow up this channel. So you got to subscribe. You got to smash the like button, hit the bell notification, do all the good stuff. Comment below if you have anything, suggestions for me to have video content about, disagree with me, agree with me, and just want to chit chat. Do it down there. Thank you guys for watching. I will be at you again next week with another Week 3 playoff update. And we'll be talking about Round 2, because by then, Round 2 is going to be rocking. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Help me blow it up. We'll see you on the next one. See ya.